Hello, welcome to Algebra. We are going to do one last lesson in this chapter, and it's the difference of squares. But before we do that, I'd like to review factoring using the master product. That's the diamond and box method. So, with this, what is my master product? Well, that goes down here in the diamond. So set up your diamond. And as you know, you have A times C down here. So A times C is, I'm hoping you said 44. And then B goes here. So B is 15. Good job. And now we have to find the numbers that multiply to 44 and add to 15. Now this is positive and this is positive. So we know the signs of these are going to be positive. Correct. So we're going to have a positive number here and a positive number here. Let's set up our box real quick. I don't know why it's not writing. There we go. We've got y squared here, and then we put c down here. And now we need to do this work over here to fill in those other two boxes. Okay? So we need to look at 44. 44 is our master product. Well, we've got 1 times 44, we've got 2 times 22, we've got 4 times 11. Oh, wait, those are close to 15 when you add them together, right? Ooh, they are 15. So, we've got 4 here, 11 here, and so that's how we fill in our 4y and our 11y, and now we're going to take out our common, what's in common. I want you to do that part. Well, so bring that to class, all finished. I want you to do that part on there. So, moving on. There's one more that I want you to do for practice, maybe. 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. So here we have two minus signs. What's my a times c? A times c. 2 times negative 9 is negative 18. What's going to go here? Negative 3. Okay, so I'm multiplying to a negative and I'm adding to a negative. Am I going to have same signs or different signs if I'm multiplying to a negative number? I'm hoping you said different signs. I agree. I would like you to find the rest of this answer. Okay, find those, fill in your box, factor out your box, and come with that finished. So what are these two numbers? And then what goes there? Factor it out and tell me what the binomial is that you're multiplying together. Okay? Great. We'll talk about that at the beginning of class. Okay, today I said we were going to talk about the difference of squares, but to do that, we need to review those perfect squares. So we talked about perfect squares a while ago in a previous lesson when we were talking about the difference of squares going the other way. I think it was 8-5. Yeah, 8-5. We had our list of difference of squares. Okay, so here they are once again. So fill this in your chart, and then you're going to use that when we do 1 through 9 for examples. So pause the video, fill this in, go from there. Okay? All right, so the rule for difference of squares, we're just going to do backwards. So we knew that if we had a plus and a minus, they were exactly the same. We could square this and square this, square the first part and square the second part to get this. And it had a minus sign. So we know that we can do difference of squares with this because this is a perfect square, this is a perfect square, and this is a minus sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the square root of this. So c squared, what's the square root of that? C. And remember, both of these need to be identical, so that's going to be a C. Okay? What is the square root of 81? Look at your chart. It's 9. What's going to go in here? Plus or minus? Does it matter where the plus goes or where the minus goes? They can be flipped. It doesn't matter as long as one of them is plus and one of them is minus. Okay? Questions? So what if we did that using the box and diamond method? What if we do that using the box and diamond method? What would be your B term? What would be your B term? There isn't one, right? So what number do we use for there isn't one? It would be 0. So if you were doing your diamond, my A times C would be negative 81, or my master product. I would have to add to 0. And so therefore that would be, because this is multiplied, these have to be different signs. So it would be plus 9 minus 9. Okay? Now, you don't have to do this part and the box if you know the rule and you can see that this is a perfect square and this is a perfect square. You could just skip right to the rule. If you don't understand the rule and you'd rather do the box and diamond, then you want to make sure that you put that 0C in there. And then you would make sure you've got negative 81 here, C squared here, and your plus 9C and your minus 9C. When you add those together, they're going to cancel out. So you'd get C squared minus 8. Okay? But again, you don't have to do this if you understand the rule. All right, try this one. Is it a perfect square? Okay. Either do the diamond and the box. What's your B going to be? Or do the rule. What are you going to have in these two things? So come with that done. Okay? Here's my rule. If my A and my C are both perfect squares, and B is 0, meaning it's not there, right? Then I know that I have A times X plus C, whatever the square root is, and the square root of A times X minus the square root of C. So you would take the square root of those and you would write that down. One's plus, one's minus, they're exactly the same, good to go. Okay? So this rule is kind of complex, but it's really just doing what we've been doing. So, is 4 a perfect square? Yes. Is B squared a perfect square? Yes. Is this a minus sign? I'm hoping you said yes. Is 121 a perfect square? It is. So we can use our rule. So what's our rule? Square root this, square root this. What is 4 squared? 2. What is B squared? Or square root of B, I mean. What is the square root of 4? 2. What is the square root of B? Squared B. Sorry. What is the square root of 121? 11. So I'm going to do plus, and I'm going to do minus. Please, 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 please don't make this hard. Okay? Look at number 4. Is number 4 a perfect square as it is, and or can you take something out of it? What can you divide both these by? I'm hoping you said a 5x. Remember, you can put the box around that if you want to, right? If you divide this by 5x, what do you get? X to the 4th minus 9. Okay, now my 5x is still outside here. Okay, 5x times x to the 4th minus 9. Can we fix this? Sure we can. We could take the square root of this and the square root of this. So I'm going to have my 5x. And what's x to the 4th? Square root of x to the 4th is x squared. Square root of 9 is minus 3. x squared plus 3. Done. Okay? Anytime this number is even, we can take the square root of it. If it is even, we can take the square root of it. Okay? All right, I would like you to try number 5. What can you divide both of these by? I will give you that hint. Okay? Write down what you can divide them by, what you have left on the inside, and then your final answer is going to have what you divide them by with your binomial in it. So please fill that in. Okay? We're going to skip 6 and go to 7. I want you to do the same thing. Is there anything you have to take out here? Or do you just have to do your square roots? What's your answer? Come with those answers done, and I will see you in class. God bless.